Hi guys, my name's Bridget. I'm the exercise physiologist at Vector Health. I just thought I'd answer a couple of questions that we've been getting regarding the hamstrings. Why are they important? Why on earth do we have them, and what do they do? So good old Johnny here, my little model. He's got a model for us today. And just to go over some basic anatomy and show you guys where the hamstrings sit. So this here is our pelvis, and we've got our thigh bone, also known as our femur. Now as you can see, Johnny is turned around to the back, so the hamstrings run along the back of the legs. Most of them attach to this little part of the pelvis bone here, and then they run down the back of the leg and either insert into the medial or the lateral part of the knee, or one of them even comes down and attaches to the tibia through here. So really important, one of the main things that they do if we're thinking about bringing these 2 points together, which is what muscles do, they pull 2 bones towards each other. We're obviously going to be flexing the knee, so their main function is to create a bend in the knee. They also aid in what we call hip extension, where they sit on this part of the pelvis, allows them to help going from this position into this position, so what we call hip extension. They do a couple of other important ones. One of them that probably most interests people is their role in protecting the ACL. So the hamstrings, where some of them sit through here, help pull this tibia back. If I rotate Johnny around, here we go. They help pull the tibia back behind just a little bit, pull it back so that it protects the ACL from those shearing forces that we experience during sport. Thanks, Johnny, you've been great. Let's move on to some other stuff. So I just touched on before and said that they were really good for a sporting context. They're also really important in our gait cycles, our everyday gait cycles. So when we take a step on our left foot, our right foot then has to clear the ground. And if you don't bend the knee, it's not going to clear that ground. So a hamstring helps to pull the foot up so that it can clear or allow adequate leg swing. When we then come in to take that step, our hamstring works what's called eccentrically, so it's working to decelerate this leg so that when we land we can absorb forces with what we call a soft knee. So rather than kind of trying to walk and land with a straight knee like this all the time, which you can see is really jolty and that actually hurt a little bit, I'm able to swing and then land, decelerate my leg, land with a slightly soft knee, and then continue forward in a really smooth motion. Hamstrings are one of the most important exercises in sprinting, again because they allow that pickup, the foot to come up really high. When you have a foot up really, really high, there's less drag placed on the knee, which requires less effort from the quadriceps and the hip flexors to be able to pull this into a high knee sprinting motion, which means that you can then run even faster. Yeah, so just in summary, our hamstrings are really important in our locomotion, our gait, and our running. So very important when we cross that into sports. So they act eccentrically at the start of the step, concentrically at the start of the step, so active shortening to bring and pick our foot up, and then as we come through here, actively lengthening or eccentrically to be able to absorb forces, make sure that you stay nice and soft and not cause any kind of injury. That eccentric action then also helps pull that tibia further back into the kneecap, helping protect that ACL so you don't get that shearing force that's generated through there, which is often what causes an ACL injury. If you guys have any further questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer them as they come through. Thanks, guys.